What's up? What's up? Monday, time for my weekly vlog. Coming off a big weekend, wanted to fill everybody in on everything that's happening and some exciting stuff to tell you guys about. I had a speaking engagement this weekend with a guy named Stéphane Labousière. I think I finally learned how to pronounce that name, but had a really great experience with him. He's an author of several books in the realm of like dating in a godly way. He's got his most popular book was a book called God, Where Is My Boaz? And it's in the library, and I don't know how many copies he sold, but he sold a lot. A lot of people know him. He's got about 1 million fans on Instagram, and he's got 1.4 million fans on Facebook, and just a super cool guy. Really connected with him well. He had a lot of similarities. He used to be a promoter. He used to be a personal trainer. He used to be a little bit of a man whore. So it was really cool connecting with him. And I think he's going to endorse my book, which is huge, because you know, he's got a name in that field. So it's going to go a long way for me. But you know, I really love talking to him. Probably my favorite part of the weekend was we did the podcast interview here on Saturday at the City Fam office. And after the podcast was over, we went to Iron Rooster for breakfast, and we were just, you know, talking. Kyle was there, Shane was there. And he was just dropping bombs on us. He's really in tune dude, very smart. And but what really struck me was I was like, you know, really curious to how he got into all this and what the beginning of it was like. And he told me that he was broke for 3 years, and he said that you know, he got to the point, this was after he had a book out, maybe even 2 books out at the time, but his mom was telling him to get a job, his brother was telling him to get a job, he had no money, and he said he prayed one day, and he like literally cried. He said he cried to God. And the next day he got a check in the mail, and it was for like $300, he said, and it was a refund for something. And he said to himself, instead of paying my bills, I'm going to take this money and I'm going to put it into Facebook ads for my book. And he did it, and he sold some books, and then he took the money and he re-upped, and he did it again, and he kept doing that. Now he's at the point where he's just like, you know, he's on another level. But it was really encouraging to me, because I'm totally there. I mean, I've been there. I was talking to my mom about it last night. She's told me, why don't you just, you know, go out and get a job, and, you know, or whatever. And the thing is like, I don't know if you guys have ever seen that Steve Harvey video where he talks about jumping, and he talks about, you know, you're never really going to be truly happy till you're doing what your purpose is. But he said, when you jump, you know, a lot of people don't jump, but if you do have the courage to jump, your parachute isn't going to open right away. You know, he's like, you're going to get banged up. You're going to hit the cliff a little bit. You're going to get some bangs and bruises. And it's true. Like, when you start pursuing something you're passionate about, like your purpose, it doesn't always produce income, right? But a lot of people stay in their job for security reasons, because it's safe, right? But they're not happy. So like, I'm super happy. I love everything that I'm working on. I'm just not making any money yet, right? So, you know, and really those were the things it was super encouraging to me, because I thought, I'm right where I'm supposed to be. You know, like, I've been doing this. It's been longer than 3 years. Like, he was only broke for 3 years. I've been broke for like 6 years. But to me, it also, I think honestly, like, my vision might be a little bit bigger. And now he's an you know, best-selling author, but I'm working on multiple things, because, you know, City Fam and home, the book is just one part of it. But, you know, it's not going to happen right away, you know, just like he said, and that's the same thing that Steve Harvey said. Not everyone's gonna understand. You know, I got people that don't understand what I'm doing. You know, I recently had a friend say to me, you know, they said, because my work-life balance is really out of whack, because especially when I was doing the book, it just, you know, I was working so hard. I'm working 12 or 15 hours every day, not getting paid, you know, trying to preserve a culture of the organization while trying to scratch out a living on the side, while taking criticism from people on how I do everything. It's like the hardest job in the world. It really is. And you know, somebody said to me, they're like, you know, and this was a close friend. She said, she's like, you know, I almost feel like I'm just like a pawn in your vision, and it hurt a little bit to hear that, but you know, at the same time, like I'm so focused on what I'm doing and what we're building that I'm unapologetic about it, because we're building a boat. You know, like that's what I'm doing. Is I know that there's a storm coming, and I'm building a boat. And if people want to help build the boat, here's a hammer. Take it. Let's do it. But if you don't want to help, no problem. But don't be critical of the people that are building the boat, because there's going to be a lot of people get on this boat, and it's going to help a lot of people. And some of them are already on it. And you know, so that's just the way that I feel. And you know, my work-life balance is starting to get back into where it needs to be, where I'm starting to spend, you know, time again with my real friends. So that's good. But not everyone's going to understand. It's going to take longer than you think, and it's going to be better, though. You know, that's the way I look at it. It's going to be better, and that's why it takes longer, because it's bigger. So that's just where we're at right now, and that's just me ranting a little bit. But I wanted to fill everybody in on some things. Specifically, I want to talk about the weekend. Had some good things happen. We just had a Renegade event on Friday up in Bel Air at a place called 510 Johnny's. We probably had about 30 people come out. That was a lot of fun. It's great to just, you know, go into a new place and meet new people and see people embrace this vision of CityFam. So really thought that went well. We're actually going to be at the Sandlot in Baltimore on August 3rd. So I'm not sure if you guys have been there yet, but it's this really cool outdoor venue over in Harbor East, right on the water. Really cool. We'll be doing bocce for some prizes. We'll have some food and drink specials. We did it there last year. I think it was our biggest event of the year last year, with maybe like 100 people at it. So August 3rd, mark your calendars. It's going to be awesome. We also have I wanted to give a shout out to Amanda Phillips, jumping ahead of myself, but she's just doing the most amazing job up there, really holding it down. She's kind of like doing the work of 5 people up in Hartford, Cecil County. So I just wanted to mention her and say, you rock, Amanda. Thank you for everything that you do. I'm proud of you. So Saturday we also had a stoop scrub. We did a volunteer event over in Fulton. I think it's Fulton Heights. It's West Baltimore is where we were at. And we were out there with people, getting them out of their houses, scrubbing their marble stoops, really trying to build community. This was like the brainchild of Tamara Morris. This was her baby. She had this idea to get people out to do something, you know, that people used to do 50 years ago, and a good old-fashioned stoop scrub their marble steps, hopefully talk to each other, build a little community, and try to really use the event as like a tipping point. There was a book I read a while back, and it talks about little things, how little things can make a big difference. And when you see the state that Baltimore is in right now, we obviously need something to turn the tide here. So, and we really believe at CityFam is its community. You got to get people connected again. And sorry about that. You got to get people connected again, and really knowing their neighbors and talking to each other and building relationships. And it's when people get disconnected with each other that things go sideways. So that's what we did on Saturday. We are doing another service project on August 18th. We're going to be at Movable Feast, and we're going to be partnering with Be More Caring over in Glen Burnie, and they do a lot with the homeless. So we'll have about 20 people at Movable Feast. We'll have you know, maybe another 20 or 30 people in Glen Burnie working with Be More Caring with the homeless. And there'll be more information about that on the CityFam website soon. So anyway, yeah, we're continuing to line up the events for the rest of the year. One thing I wanted to mention is, you know, our long-term vision, you know, for CityFam is we want to be able to fill up a stadium one day with volunteers for an after party. So I imagine, like, you know, one day, what will it be like to have M&T Bank Stadium filled up with people for our after party, you know, and you had 50,000 plus people volunteering out in their city, the city that they live in, and then they're back there having, you know, enjoying some entertainment and some food or whatever that we put on. We believe it's possible. You know, why not? It's just going to take time. So that's our long-term vision. I'm gonna speak it into existence right now, and hopefully one day it will happen. And then once we do that in Baltimore, we're like, hey, if we can do that in Baltimore, if we can fill a stadium full of volunteers for an after party, why can't we do it in other cities, right? So that's long-term vision. It's big, it's grandiose, I know, but you know, why not? So next what's up? Home. I want to give everybody an update on that. So where we're at with home right now is the door was shut for us to rent the place because the terms of the lease were so astronomical. So we started to pursue what it would look like to get investors and buy the building. We got a business plan together. We've talked to some people that have money, and we're looking for investors, and we're still looking for investors. Last week, I looked at a building next door to where the CityFam offices are, and I was like, well, you know, maybe I'm supposed to go over here for a while. And then, you know, I know God told me I'm going to be in this building where La Tolteca is one day, but maybe that's not the plan right now. Maybe the plan is to be somewhere else and then go to this new place, or go to La Tolteca down the road. I mean, that's a possibility, and I have to at least recognize that could be the plan. So I looked at another building, really great space. You know, it's a home run. For whoever moves in it, it's a home run. The rent's low, there's no restaurants around it, tons of people in the area, offices and other stuff. But I took a day, and I was like, I took a day and I prayed about it, and I fasted actually, because I was really serious about getting an answer, and I just did not feel it. I didn't have the warm fuzzy about it, and so I still think it's La Tolteca. I still believe that that's where it's going to be, and we're looking for investors. So look, if anybody out there is watching this and you have money to invest, I want to talk to you. I want to send you the business plan. I want you to see the compensation plan. It's not just going to be a place that makes a huge difference in the world. It is going to be that. But it's also going to be a place where you can make money. We have a really solid plan for people to get great ROI on their investment. So if anybody's watching this, you know, or I know people are watching this, but please share the video. Maybe there's someone that on your friends list that has money, or maybe they have a heart for people. Maybe they're just a business plan and they want to make money. That's fine. It's going to do both. It's going to help people, but it's also going to make money. So we're looking for investors to buy the building. Now, here's the backup plan. If that doesn't happen this week, then next week we're going to launch a crowdfunding campaign for equity in the business. So I didn't want to just do a crowdfunding campaign and try to raise money, like just, hey, ask for donations. Most of this, actually, if you watch the videos, most of the stuff I do isn't asking for donations. Like, that's why we came up with contributing member levels, because I'm trying to give back to people. Like, I'm trying to give tangible value to people when they give to us. Although I know some people just have given because they believe in what we're doing, but we want to do an equity crowdfunding campaign for home. So what that will mean is we're going to work with a corporate attorney, and we're going to have shares of the company, and people will be able to give, you know, I don't know what the minimum will be, but let's say it's, you know, $100, whatever, and they'll actually get shares of the business, and they'll get money back in exchange for that. So they'll own a small piece of home. Now someone might put up $20,000 or $50,000 or whatever, but that's the next step. So as you can see, I'm very resilient. I'm gonna go till it's a no, until it's an absolute no. And look, if I'm wrong about this whole idea, this vision that I believe God gave me 16 years ago, then somebody else will come in and they'll buy the building because it's for sale right now. But if I'm right, then we will get the money. And I just believe that I'm right, because I know that I heard this 16 years ago, and that we're going to be in the building. And I just feel like it's got to be now, because all the stars to me seem like they're aligned. We got members, contributing members that are believing in us, and the building is for sale. And now I'm just waiting to see what God does. You know, somebody's got to come to the table with some money, or maybe it's multiple people with money. I don't know. But if you don't know what home is, if you're watching this video and you want to know more, please DM me, email me at rob@cityfam. I'd be happy to sit down and talk to you. Or I'll send you the business plan if you just want to take a look at it, but you can watch some of the videos and see. It's going to be a game changer. It's going to fix a huge problem, and I'd love to tell you more about it. So that's what we're up to right now. But I will say that, like, you know, I've sent the business plan to a few investors, and you know, people that they, you know, weren't interested, and I'm just like, one day they're gonna kick themselves in the ass, and they're gonna say, how did I miss it? How did I miss this opportunity? And I firmly believe that. So we're just gonna keep hustling until we find the right person. So that, or the right people, which could be multiple people with an equity crowdfunding campaign. So that's everything that I'm up to. Making more content for YouTube. I'm really enjoying that. I made a video last week called "What If I Wait and the Sex Isn't Good?" I've really got some good feedback on that. That's the #1 question I get from people when I tell them that waiting is the best strategy for finding true love. I always get that question. So I made a video to talk about that. And then tomorrow I'm gonna make a video called How to Wait. Or I don't know what the title is gonna be, but it's gonna be How to Wait, because honestly, knowing that it's the right thing and doing it is something completely different. It's altogether different. Doing it's really hard. So I want to teach people like how I've been able to do it for the last 6 years, and how they can do it, because, you know, good intentions mean jack shit. You can have great intentions, but it doesn't mean anything if you don't actually make it. So I want to teach people what I've done. So anyway, it's cool. I'm really enjoying the YouTube thing. I got that 10 reasons video past like 200,000 views just recently, and I got people messaging me from all over the world. Somebody messaged me from China today, and I really think that you know, it's going to be part of what helps us really get CityFams into all the other cities around the country and eventually the world. Because, you know, what I've told somebody recently, I was like, look, if you choose to wait, if you actually are serious about this, if you're like, man, I think he's right, I think that is the best way to find love and become the best version of myself, then guess what? You're gonna need a CityFam, because you'll never make it alone. Trust me, I did it the first 6 years that I tried it. I made it 6 years, and that was like, I deserve a parade for making it for 6 years. And then I gave up because I could not do it anymore. I just needed to enjoy my life a little bit, and I wanted to be around people that I could relate to and have a social life. And I didn't even mean to mess up. And once I messed up once, it became a lot easier. And then little by little, the devil just got me, and I just went all the way to the bottom. So I want to help people avoid that, and the way to do that, I think, is you got to be surrounded with good people. You got to be surrounded with like-minded people that you can socialize with, that you can volunteer with, that'll just support you and encourage you as you make these decisions. And then eventually you get married. And we've had a lot of people do that in the organization. I think about Jill Pasco. She was a CityFam girl, and then she met her husband, Monica, over in, I can't think of her last name right now, but over in Glen Burnie, she got married. Billy and Ariana. Like, these are people that were CityFam, and it enabled them to kind of navigate the wait, and then they met their person, and now they're married happily. Unlike so many people in the world that aren't happily married because they're thirsty and they're desperate and they don't have a good support system, so they go out and date out of loneliness and they get with the wrong person. So anyway, you've heard me say this stuff a lot. Appreciate you guys tuning in. I think that's it. Anyway, talk to you later. Hey, if you have any subjects that you want to see me tackle on YouTube, post them up, post a comment. I'm looking for ideas for things to talk about, and questions that people have. It could be regarding sex or dating, could be other things, maybe sobriety, anything that I've been through, I'd be more than happy to talk about. And I appreciate you guys. And please share the video if you don't mind. I'm looking for investors, so there might be somebody on your friends list that home really speaks to. We need to raise probably at least $2 million in order to buy the building. So if we don't find it this week, we're launching a crowdfunding campaign next week, and maybe you got a piggy bank that you can bust open to get a little piece of home, then let's do it. Anyway, talk to you guys later. See ya.